Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I'm doing a bit of a different video today, but it is something that I always get asked in like my DMs and actually in person a lot too. And it's just basically about how to be an influencer, how to make an impact. I know it's very saturated at the moment, so personally I think there are specific things that people are doing right and then that people are doing wrong. Also, the reason why I'm talking about how to gain 100k followers is because I went back and kind of deconstructed what I did to get to my first 100k. Tip number one is to just start. I personally didn't start my YouTube for a very long time because I was scared of what people would think, and I do have trouble speaking and expressing myself. I do have trouble articulating actually. So that stopped me for a long time. Honestly guys, just do it. If you feel like you can make a positive impact and influence people in a positive way, then you should go and do it. Don't be scared about what people say. And if you really feel it in your soul, like when I wanted to start my YouTube, I literally could not get to sleep at night sometimes until I started it. So like, just start it. Just do it. So the second point is something so important, and it is to find your niche, to be very clear on why people should follow you. Instagram is so saturated that there needs to be a reason why people follow you, and you need to make that clear straight away. So when people go to your Instagram before they're following you, you sort of, that your 6 photos and your bio, they can know straight away, yes, I want to follow this person, or no, I don't. And it's really good to be clear because you do only want people following you the kind of things you stand for and you're about. Personally, when I'm about to follow someone, I go to their bio, I have a quick skim of the photos, and then I decide then and there. This is all about finding your niche. So if you are really into fashion, make it obvious that it's a fashion sort of Instagram. So personally, me, it is health and fitness. I definitely put in a bit of fashion, a bit of lifestyle, but basically majority of my posts are health and fitness, and you can see that because I try and do a workout and recipes and like kind of health tips every single week. Also, same thing with this point is to find a point of difference. So obviously I am fitness and health, but when I was growing up to the 100k, I also was a law student. So that was kind of my point of difference. So obviously you can be in these big categories of health and fitness, like fashion, blogger, all that sort of thing, but try and have a point of difference. Just because there's so many fashion bloggers, there's so many fitness and health people, you need to find your point of difference and you need to make it clear. So like put it in your bio, or like make sure you're talking about it so people know what's your niche and your point of difference, the reason they want to follow you basically. Now the third point, and this is probably my favorite point because I feel like so many people miss this point, and it is to add value. I know it's kind of hard because there are some Instagrams where the person just looks extremely pretty and they put an emoji as a caption, and you don't get any value from their account, but so many people are following them. And guys, that's kind of like the 1%. I have found I specifically don't follow those people. I follow people who give me value in some way. Personally, I wake up, go on my phone. It's kind of like reading the newspaper. I love learning new things. I love being informed. So make sure your account, whether it's Instagram or YouTube, is adding value in some way. Me personally, you guys know I love informative videos, kind of like this, when I'm telling you specific things, do this. Or also if I'm doing a day in a life, I always have like little tips and tricks on how to be healthier. I know that you guys really like that, and so I'm more of like an informational sort of person. And even on my Instagram captions, like some are quick and short. I personally don't like reading novels every single time, but you need to mix it up, and some captions need to add value to that person. And also, just because I'm talking about I do informational sort of captions and videos, that doesn't necessarily have to be that. Also, I follow accounts that they're not about fitness and health, they're not informational, they're extremely funny, or they just make me feel really good when I'm reading the post, or they make me laugh. Find what value you can give to your audience. So don't just put an emoji, add some sort of value to your audience, because honestly, I feel like gone are the days where you can just put an emoji. I know there are some massive accounts that do that. Personally, also, do you want to be someone who, you know, puts an emoji, or do you want to be someone who adds value and impacts someone's life? I know that's very extreme, but personally, that's the people I follow, and I personally think those are the people who will sort of last longer. Okay, the fourth point, guys, is to be vulnerable and show your personality. I personally don't follow anyone, or I'll follow someone and then I do this thing where every couple of weeks I go through my feed, and if there's a post where it makes me feel crap about myself, or if I just like don't feel any connection to the person, I will unfollow them. It's not nice to show your bad sides and be vulnerable and show your weaknesses. This is what is going to gain connection with your audience. For example, me, I show you guys everything. I show you when I'm like really down, I've got stuff with my hormones, I'm feeling really crappy. I also show you my really good days when I'm feeling motivated and awesome and, you know, on track. I'm not gonna lie, so I didn't start YouTube because most YouTubers have this really like extroverted, loud personality, and I'm like, you guys know that I'm just not like that. I'm quite serious, I'm quite chill, and so I thought to be on YouTube you had to be that sort of person, but you don't have to be like everyone else. Also, like, share your life. I showed you guys my wedding with Tim and all the lead up and my family stuff, and I don't know, like, I personally only follow people that I have a connection to because I feel like I'm friends with them. Girls who, you know, not necessarily girls, but people who just like post photos and you're like, do they have a girlfriend or husband, or you know, like, do they have a dog, like, or I don't know, you just don't know much about them, you don't really have a connection with them, and it's so much easier to unfollow them and also not be as involved in like what they're doing. So if they bring something out, or you know, they're promoting a product, you like kind of don't care. But if someone who's like literally you feel you have a lot of stuff in common, you've gone through their ups and downs with them, like you just have that connection, and that's why people stay. It feels weird at the start to share your life with a lot of people, or you know, to people you don't know, but I personally think if you do want to be bigger on Instagram and you want people to be invested in your life and you really want to be you need to share your personal life and you need to be vulnerable. So my last and final tip is to be yourself, be real, be authentic. I personally can tell when someone is kind of like putting on a personality, or you're just kind of like, I don't know, I don't feel like you're being real with me. And I personally never follow those people because, like I said, I need to have a connection with someone to follow them and be invested in their life. And so, like I was saying before, I didn't do YouTube for a long time because I thought I didn't have the personality for it. I'm not that loud, I'm a bit introverted, and I'm a bit more serious. There will be people who like your sort of personality, but if you're not yourself, like, people will notice. I feel like I can really like see right through people when they're not like their real authentic self. If you're not producing content that feels good and like authentic to you, I feel that also shows. For example, I did a Q&A the other day about like what content you guys wanted to see, so I like screenshotted the ones that felt good to me. There was like stuff that you guys wanted me to do, and I just like was like, oh no, like I'm just not interested in it, it doesn't feel good to me, I just would never do it, so I won't. And also, I remember I was telling you guys a while ago that I didn't go to certain events that I know a lot of big Instagrammers and YouTubers were going because it just didn't feel like me. And I felt like you guys would have felt that. And I feel like you appreciate that I only do content that feels like me. Make sure you stay true and authentic because you will find your people. Like, just because everyone follows, you know, this certain person because they do that, like, don't do that, because you will find, I guarantee, you will find your tribe, you will find your people who love you for you and your personality. So there's just no point on copying someone and not being authentic, because you won't be able to keep it up and it will show through your content. Basically, what I do is before I think about content like posting on Instagram or doing YouTube, or even if I'm taking on a promotional deal or anything like that, I always think about, you know, if I was to do this, I don't mentally think about this, but this is a good way to think about it. Like if I was to put this in a caption or do this in a video, if my best friend saw it, would she know that it's me being authentic, or would she be like, I don't know. That's kind of like how I sort of think about it, because I honestly feel like you guys are my friends and you guys are gonna know. So there's no point at all not being authentic. Personally, I think being an influencer is like one of the most, especially if you were like making positive impacts and influencing someone in a positive way, like it is the greatest job thing ever. So I want, you know, you guys, if you want to do it, like I want you to do it, because yeah, it has just given me so much joy, and it is my favorite thing to do, to produce content and talk to you guys and be on here. So I did want to do this little video if any of you guys are thinking about it. Anyway, I hope you have a lovely day or night whenever you're watching this, and I will see you in my next video. I am back to my normal schedule of posting twice a week. Bye for now.